Although edited for television, tonight's thriller contains scenes of suspense and violence which may be unsuitable for young viewers. Parental discretion is advised.
State-of-the-art Japanese animation.
Akemashite omedetou! It is the Otaku Host Club podcast in the new year. I am New Year, New Me, Amelia. And as always, I'm joined here with Geoff and Dan.
Hello.
There.
Oh my gosh.
We are here.
Enthusiasm for the new year, guys.
Yeah, New Year's is the most important holiday of the year to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I impulsively got a brand new haircut. It's very chic.
Yes, and
Very fashionable.
Job.
Yes, I left my hair in the care of Amelia and Kara.
Yep.
They assured me that all the fashionable celebrities have hair like this. So that is what I did. Now I have, this is not quite a mohawk, but
but it could be.
Yeah, it's kind of along those lines. Yeah, bleach blonde, and I don't know how you describe this cut, Amelia. But it looks good. I like it.
I don't know a YouTuber that I like has that haircut, so I give it to everybody I possibly can.
Yeah, Steven's got it too. Yeah, my dad told me I look like a bird. So
what?
It's kind of funny.
We enjoyed our lunch time with them, with your dad, and mother.
We finally went to Bob's Shanghai after 2 years of Dan talking about it.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking great. We got some bubble tea afterwards. Some crepe brulee.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it should have been crispier on the top, but just saying.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Dan, what beverage are you drinking right now?
The superior hydration of the strawberry banana body armor.
Damn. Is it delicious?
It's good.
We're not sponsoring them, and by the way,
they should sponsor me for how much I drink it.
Yeah, I am personally getting $5 for showing them on camera. I don't know about you guys.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But we are getting money soon from other parties. This is something we got to announce as a podcast.
Oh shit. So we have some big announcements for our podcast for this next year going forward. You know, we figured it was about time that we launch a Patreon.
Yeah.
After much debate,
and
over
ramen and other delicious food.
I feel like more like after me not wanting to do it for a year, and then I've decided this is less important to me now. So you guys make you made a valid argument, Amelia. Argument that I could not dismiss.
Yeah. Because, there's a lot of things that we want to do with this podcast in the next year. We had a ton of fun going to Otakon and doing a panel, and we want to come to a convention near you and maybe do a panel near you guys, wherever you are, our devoted listeners.
So this is what we're going to try to do. Yeah. Make the entire United States of America one giant Otaku host club.
Damn.
We're gonna change
unite
the
everyone.
World.
We're gonna be a chain.
We might have franchises.
Little host club at your local convention.
Yeah.
Food trucks, pop-ups,
So what you can see, what you'll be able to expect from our Patreon is we're gonna have 2 different tiers. And the first tier will just be your basic tier, super fun Discord role chat. secret chat in the Discord. And what else did I say? What else was I thinking? Oh, and episode shout out. Obviously, we got to shout out our patrons at the end of our episodes. And then the second tier will be
This is what I'm pumped on.
Yeah, Dan's very hyped about this. I am too, because I wanted to do stuff on this tier for a long time. But so the second tier will be everything I just said. So the Discord role, the Discord chat, and the shout out. Plus weekly currently airing companion episodes. Is that a good way to say it? Is that to summarize what we're doing?
Yeah,
So
basically,
go ahead.
Basically, we're going to be doing the same way that we did Attack on Titan episode by episode last season. This year, we are going to take the most popular currently airing show and commentate on it episode by episode as it comes out. So if our normal bi-weekly content stays the same, but if you want to hear us commentate on what is actually fresh and exciting and what everyone else is talking about, and you really want to know what our opinions are on the biggest, most obvious franchises, then this will be your access point for that. To hear us this season, we're going to do the Attack on Titan, the second half of season 4.
Yep.
The ending of Attack on Titan. So we will go through episode by episode and record our reactions just like last time around.
Yep. So that's 4 episodes a month, y'all.
Yes. It's a new episode every week. So if you want to watch these shows along with us, this is what to do.
I feel like this also bridges or gives us a way to do kind of like seasonal anime content without actually having to do seasonal anime content. We can talk about the currently airing shows, but in our own special way.
Yes.
Instead of trying to watch 800 shows a season. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I feel like...
What the hell? Well, anyway.
And I feel like we should also add in maybe not every month, because our episodes are bi-weekly, but once every 2 months, do a patron review. So you'll be able to vote on a show that we review on our main show.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of stay away from doing so many reviews while we're doing our weekly stuff, because we are going to be watching an episode a series every week. But we do want to give you the incentive for that second tier. So if you're listening and there's something that you've really wanted us to talk about, but we haven't talked about it yet, that would be your chance, your shot, your chance.
Which is it, the chance or the shot?
I'm not doing too well today with my speech.
Free COVID shots. That's what we're offering.
Shots. Anyway, okay. So to recap, we're launching our Patreon. We'll probably also do some Anchor ads. So we are going to be added up so that we can hopefully bring you more produce, more and better content. And all our weekly Attack on Titan episodes are going to be moving to our Patreon. And I don't have, I guess by the time the video is up, by the time this podcast is up, we'll have the links for you on all of our social medias and our website and our Discord in the description of wherever you're listening to this on. In the show notes should be a link to our Patreon and all of that. So if you want to sign up, you can.
Maybe we'll throw in some merch. Who knows?
If we make merch, we might throw it in.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
We need your address though, and I don't know if that's okay with you, but we'll get there when we get there.
Because then they'll have my address too. Oh no.
That's true. We'll have to create a PO box.
Yeah. I think about that every time I send Lou Drip stuff out, and I'm like, oh wow.
I don't think it's that big a deal.
No.
What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, the worst that could happen is I say something really rude about JoJo's or something.
They come after you.
And you get an angry mob outside your apartment.
Yeah. Just kidding.
I would hope that wouldn't happen, but
Yeah,
we have
I don't
security
think-
cameras, and we'll hire an attack dog
Yes.
for extra
Well,
security.
the neighbor's dog is kind of an attack dog.
That is true. The Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So what else do we have for today? What is our mission?
Oh shit! I forgot to say what we're actually talking about.
Aggretsuko.
Hi. This is the Aggretsuko episode. Aggretsuko season 4. Welcome
Yeah.
to professionalism.
Yeah, the only note that I wrote down was the terrific pun was, why is Haida hiding his balls?
Oh
'Cause
shit!
he was so worthless this season.
Oh shit! I tweeted out before I watched it that if Haida did not grow some balls this season, I was out. I was done. I was done with Aggretsuko. I'm done watching this punk ass little bitch not say that he has feelings for her. Done. Over it.
Yeah, and I remember the last time we talked about Aggretsuko, I was relatively sympathetic to Haida, but when I rewatched season 3 and then got to watch season 4, this time around, your guys' commentary on Haida seemed to really stick with me. I did not like Haida upon this rewatch. He was not resonating with me, and maybe that's also a change in myself, right? That I have grown older and better able to communicate effectively and navigate relationships reasonably, so I have less tolerance for people that cannot. Maybe that sounds bad. I should have more sympathy, because I too was once like that. But Haida needs to get his shit together.
Way back in 2020 of November, we reviewed all 3 seasons
All at once.
and it was quite enjoyable. And then we had some friends on, some dance friends on, and we talked to shit. And then what's funny is in our Discord we had Sean basically just give out his discourse for the show. So
Yeah.
this is before I finished this season, so I already went into it with a sort of a negative.
Yeah, same. I was like, well, if Sean doesn't like it,
No,
maybe it's not going to be that good.
You know what's funny is I had finished it the day before Sean posted, and I was like, oh man, I cannot disclose how I feel about this until the episode, because it is so bad and I'm so mad about it. And then Sean posted that, and I was like, damn, that's like everything right there. If anybody read that, like, spoilers. Like, it's so dumb. Like,
So let's refresh our memories. What actually happens in this season? What was the general plot here?
so I feel like there's 2 different like themes that they take. The first being the Haida Retsuko will they won't they situation, and then like the second one being like the office that they're all working in has a change of management. So there's like 2 dueling things that happen in this season.
Yeah, compared to the last season, where there was multiple plots going on, right? But it wasn't like overly complicated necessarily.
Yeah, I didn't think this was complicated either, but this was the first season that started to shift the focus away from Aggretsuko. Like, Aggretsuko, was certainly the protagonist, but now there are multiple protagonists going on, because Haida kind of becomes his own protagonist. Now, season 4 is as much a story of Aggretsuko as it is a story of Haida.
Yeah, last season ended with Retsuko being attacked by Fan, and then saved by Haida, coincidentally. And it was more about Retsuko and her pop idol group, which I missed quite a bit.
I missed it too.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
So like the first season of Aggretsuko is setting up for like the office life and what Retsuko has to deal with at work and why she has this kind of like dueling lifestyle. And then in the later seasons, you kind of see those two things kind of mesh together and become more of like a realized like not like so separate. They're kind of like more together where she's like utilizing the things that she does in her off time to like be fulfilling for her as a person while she's still like going to work. And this season just like totally like threw that out the window. Like it's like it's like Retsuko never even was a like I don't want to say like a secret YouTube star. It's she's not an idol anymore, you know. She doesn't live this like fulfilling life outside of work. She's in this like stupid will they won't they I can't tell what your feelings are situation with a coworker, you know.
I heard someone call this season Regretsuko, as a regression.
Because it regresses, yeah.
Because I was full
Silly.
of regret when I finished it.
Yeah. Oh, harsh words.
I mean, like literally, like honestly, I felt like I wasted my time.
Yeah, I didn't find this one as cheerfully enjoyable as previous seasons. But let's zoom in on the two separate plot lines that are going on. We have Aggretsuko and Haida. We have Retsuko and Haida stuck in this, their perpetual will they won't they scenario. Haida has kind of made his feelings clear with his grand declaration of love at the end of season 3, but he never actually follows up on it. There's the kind of symbolic scene. At this point, Haida walks Retsuko home from work every day, and Retsuko invites him in, and he doesn't walk in. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go." Like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go meet a friend."
He's so awkward about it too. It's like,
yeah, he's so weird about it. Yeah.
Why can't you just go into this person's house? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, it's just like weird emotional immaturity, and I don't know if this is there's the common saying that people seek out the love that they feel that they deserve, or like if you have a low self-esteem, you are turned off by people showing interest in you because you feel like there's like a categoric disconnect. There's something wrong with them because they like, why would they show an interest in you because you don't deserve their interest? And this runs back to the old adage that you can't love others until you love yourself, right? And I am not. It's not clear to me that Haida has some kind of like low self-esteem or anything.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't seem like some depressed or anxious kind of guy. He just seems kind of weird and pathetic. I mean, there's not really like any reason for him to be acting like this other than his like just straight up emotional immaturity.
Yeah, exactly. Like the adages that you said, like that I can understand if like, you have like emotional trauma from a past relationship or you have self-esteem issues that makes you like more self-conscious than the average person, but like this she's being nice to you. She's like initiating the relationship and you're just like you're just being awkward about it. Like it's not even like there's like no reason for you to be awkward. So I'm like confused at like what is holding you back.
Just like,
Yeah,
to me, is his the fear of getting close maybe to somebody, of rejection, even though obviously she likes him.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you afraid of ultimately?
I
And you
mean,
think they would have explained this better throughout this season, but
yeah, I don't get that fear of rejection thing. Like, I don't know. It's not like I understand that people have it. I understand what it is, but like why would you be afraid to get too close to somebody? Isn't that like the point of being human, is to be close with other people
I don't
and
know.
to understand other people?
That's right. You didn't actually watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, did you? Because if you did, you would know the answers to these questions.
All right,
Oh
let's
my God.
pause. We're gonna pause. We're gonna rewatch Ava.
And then
Back
I'll
to this
come back,
discussion.
and
Yes.
then,
Then
and
come
then I'll be
back to
good.
this. Yeah, but so is that? I mean, I agree that this is kind of one of the basic tenets of the human experience, but I don't know, like it is frightening to be rejected. If you ask somebody, why are you scared of being rejected? I mean, rejection deals a blow to your confidence and self-esteem, and that's ultimately why it's scary, because nobody wants to feel like they're undeserving of someone's affection or undeserving of someone's attention, like, because that's what rejection ultimately boils down to, is like, I am not interested in giving you the level of affection or the level of attention that you're looking for. And then feel like, well, why aren't you? Like, oh, and of course, one of the more obvious answers to this would be, oh, because I don't deserve it. And then it's like, well, why don't I deserve it? And it makes you feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a pretty healthy level of confidence and self-esteem and kind of self-awareness to take rejection in stride, and that takes a lot. Like in my life, that took me a long time to get to that point. Like, I mean, at 34, I'm not particularly afraid of rejection. I mean, fucking still tears me up that me and Hannah broke up, but in a broad sense, like, if I go out on a date with somebody, I'm not really like too wound up about whether I get rejected in some way or not. Like, if a girl tells me they don't want to go on a date, this doesn't bother me in any way.
Well, I guess that's.
But at 24,
point.
I was well, yeah. But at 24,
Because,
I was a different person. I didn't have the same level of confidence. I didn't have the same level of self-esteem. I was still pretty confused.
But there's a difference between like a relationship that you've had for a long time and the rejection of that versus like, I don't know if we are compatible. I don't know that much about you, so I'm inviting you in for tea and coffee, and like that level of rejection, I feel like
yeah,
why
but
wouldn't you?
A lot of people are fragile. A lot of people in this world are fragile.
You know what? Haida needs to stop being a little bitch. Maybe,
yeah, I agree.
Maybe take some martial arts classes, build up that confidence or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We could argue that he does find the confidence in this season later on.
After Regressuko says, I like you, I don't know what that means anymore, but that I said it. Here, you made me say it first, and then I'm gonna storm off.
But when you phrase it like that, it's very Kaguya-sama.
I know, which are just so yeah, right, after he was like, I'm gonna make sure that she likes me, I'm gonna make her say it first. Then I'll say it. That's when I'll say it. Maybe the threshold, the door threshold that they keep not passing over is some kind of like Japanese metaphor that I'm not aware of.
Well, so yeah, when you say it like that, I realize that the dating scene in Japan is different than in America, and the reason that this is on my radar is because I have a lot of Japanese friends, and of course we talk about our relative dating lives and relationships. And I say this not because I know how the various social cues and kind of social norms are in Japan, because I don't, but I say this more because I have explained American cues to Japanese people and had them be like, wow, wow, people are so easy here, wow, people are like much more easy to, much simpler to understand here.
Oh, I thought you meant like sluttier. They're like, oh man.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Japanese portray themselves that way in their media. But
I know, right?
perhaps not the case.
I mean, honestly, every main protagonist in any kind of like romance, all he is nice.
Yeah,
So
it's true. Well, but and that goes back to the the sense of the everyman. Like if you watch some fucking like hunky successful guy having romantic success, then you're watching this TV show and you're like, huh, that makes sense. Too bad I'm not hunky or successful. Like I don't know what this has to do with me, but yeah, and that's kind of the yeah. I mean, if you're a romance show towards boys, then you got a mediocre boy surrounded by attractive girls. If you're a romance show for girls, you got a mediocre girl surrounded by hunky guys. I mean, Nana is kind of this way to a degree.
Yep.
This is what I aspire to be versus
Nana?
what I am.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other plot being Himuro, this new character that enters the scene, right? And sort of shakes things up a bit in the office. Now I've never worked in the office. So I know that Japanese dynamics are a lot different. For example, you leave when your manager leaves. Like you stay in the office until you're told basically to leave.
There's a
Things
really
like that.
funny episode of The Office where they get new management, or the company gets bought out by another company, and the new manager works like basically until after close, like every day, and everyone in the office is like looking at her like, when can I leave? But like, and she's like, well, if you feel like you've gotten all of the work done and you've been a productive member of the office and of society, then yes, go ahead and leave. I have not felt like that yet, so I'm going to continue working. And then they all sit and they stay until she's done, which is like 8:00 at night, and everyone's like confused. It's very funny.
I remember that episode.
So funny.
Yeah, but Himuro kind of changes things. I don't know if we want to get too deep into it yet, but he does try to push a new social norm, work ethic. If you don't want to be overworked, to Haida. But there's a whole plot leading up to Haida kind of switching sides and joining this new CEO of the company.
He's basically trying to young him up, like every corporate office does. They try and get the older people out and hire new people so they can pay him less, get things done faster.
I wasn't sure if it was a pay him less as much as it was a modernize. Well, I think the big issue, now that I think about it, the big issue was that the accounting department cost money but didn't actually generate any revenue because it's an internal type thing. So Himura was like, why should we have a big accounting department when it is just a net drain on us? We should automate as much as possible, get rid of the dead weight, and just have like a handful of people there rather than a full-on office. Haida has figured out how to automate the process, the accounting processing. So let's just let Haida do his thing, and then we can start shaving people off. And they get rid of the pig, but they don't really get rid of him. They reassign him to some do nothing bullshit position.
Yeah, so that's a tactic of Japanese workplace. For sure, because you can't really fire people. It's like, it's not against the law, but like companies don't like to fire you, but they'll just put you in a room
on the roof
where you don't do anything.
The shed.
Yeah, well, and this is certainly a big gap between Japanese and American work culture. And I suppose that there are Americans too. I mean, I know there are Americans that pride themselves on being hard workers, but I mean, if my job put me on the roof and paid me the same fucking salary to do literally nothing, that's perfect.
Honestly,
I'm ready.
I've been waiting for that kind of job to fall in my lap.
Yeah, for real.
I have so many things that I could be doing if I didn't have to work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like,
fucking put me on there, man.
you know how much anime I could watch? I'd be up in the 800 clubs by now.
Yeah, for real. So I look at Mr. Pig's situation and I'm like, you still get your full salary. Why are you complaining, man? Like, just fucking watch TV and hang out. It sounds great.
Yeah, I think this is the strongest part of the show for me this season that made up for the first half was just this like paying respect almost, or referring back to the 80s economic bubble that Tone and all these people started in, the older, the old heads in this show.
Yeah.
In the office, and like the old versus new, earlier, pushing the older people into early retirement. I thought that was a more fascinating side of the show. But I wish they had focused more on other characters like Gori or Washimi. Even like a dating app that Gori had in the last season. What about them?
I know, it kind of seems like her dating app didn't take off.
Yeah, I think her dating app did not take off. And what Washimi, I was trying to figure out if Washimi was pro Himura or anti Himura or neutral. I mean, it seemed like she was very neutral, while all the other characters seemed to be kind of lining up for or against.
Yeah, I think she was the character that took his presence in stride.
Yeah,
she didn't really like falter in the things that she does on a daily basis. She just continued to do the things that she does and impressed him at the same time. But like effortlessly,
with the tea
stuff. What I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a boss ass bitch, and I'm gonna let you know by the kind of tea I'm giving you. And you're gonna know that I'm a boss ass bitch because of that. And I need to say nothing more.
Yeah, let me axe kick you in the head
with this tea.
Yes, or with an actual foot.
We got to see. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you guys think it's the first intro episode and that second episode set up, what would be perceived as something as a solid story arc, or like, were you gonna get into that, Dan?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember the first two episodes clearly enough because I marathoned through this really fast.
Oh, this is the first one. The first one was the second episode when the CEO fell and had a heart attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
That scene, honestly, I thought was set up very poorly.
Really?
Yeah, I was not into it. I was like, because how long has it been since we've watched Aggretsuko? I don't remember what the actual CEO of their company looks like. I just saw an elephant man running, and I'm like, okay. And then he's like, oh my God, you're actually the CEO. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, I recognize the CEO.
I was like, okay, cool. Haida just happened to be walking home on the same path that is a running path for the CEO man, and had a heart attack, and now he's
watching Haida and Regressuko shop was painful.
Oh my God, what a dick. My dude, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself?
Yeah,
indecisiveness.
That was some total like men kind of
Oh my God, literally drove me insane. I hate indecisiveness.
Yeah.
I make decisions in like split seconds. I'll make a decision. Done. And then I'll ponder if that decision was the right decision after. But like, Jesus. The art, is this gift a good one? Yeah. Well, actually, no.
Yeah, it was painful. I rewatched the reason why I asked, because I rewatched those two episodes just to sort of like see how the last season segued into this season, and to see why it seems so dissonant.
Well, it is a bit of an abrupt transition because when we left Retsuko last season, she was on the up and up as a idol, and it was really interesting and exciting. And then all of a sudden,
flying
she's not
to
an idol.
Hokkaido for shows.
Yeah, and then we start this season, and all of a sudden, she's not an idol. She's like not cool anymore. It's like, back to normal now.
Well, and the thing I think what is so jarring is we don't see that transition. We don't see her the trauma from that incident play out in her real life or like in her daily life or like
true.
as an idol. We don't get to see any of that. It just cuts to Go ahead.
She knows martial arts now.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see too much of that. Like I don't need to see a lot of it, but just like, some bits here and there, maybe when she's not super confident and then when she gains her confidence from it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of just basically her Regressuko, moving into a new apartment.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, we're here now, I guess. All right, time jump.
But moving doesn't erase trauma.
Haida walks her home. Haida walks her home after work every day, which is the fucking biggest waste of everybody's time, apparently.
Yeah, it is because you don't even go in.
Doesn't even go in.
And I'm sorry, he drinks coffee like 24/7. He's like, no, I'm off coffee. I'm like, bitch, no, you ain't.
Yeah.
You're being so awkward about it.
Yeah, so fucking weird. And he like made those nice dinner reservations with Retsuko and cancels on him. And it's like, this is so fucking weird, man.
And then he's like, I want to cancel. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Can I get it to go? I'm like, you're a fucking dick. Like, can you
shit,
stop?
Man.
Can you stop?
He's being
he should have gone to the restaurant and ate alone like the loser that he is.
Yeah, well, you say that I'm wondering, I don't know, have I eaten alone in a restaurant lately?
Okay.
I guess not.
I would eat at a restaurant alone, but I wouldn't be a loser about it. It's the situation that he's in that makes him the loser about it.
Yeah.
It's because he could have had, even the thing is like, he could have still gone to dinner with her and it could have not been about a date. It could have been about a date. He's just like not even taking the chance to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what makes me upset. You're not even going to try. You like this person and you're not even going to try.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to rewatch that scene where they hit it off, and I'm like, is this real? Is this really happening, or is this some sort of illusion of Aggretsuko and Haina getting together and possibly getting married? Oh,
honestly, girl, say bye. You're too good for him anyway.
Yeah,
you are a bomb ass like metal idol. You don't need this punk ass bassist bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do like, speaking of her metal idolness, I do like watching Ton's daughters be big Retsuko fans.
Oh my gosh, cool. So precious. Yeah, I also love that
it's the same voice actor.
Oh, is it
for Ton and his daughters?
Oh, really?
That's cute. I mean, I'm assuming it is because they sound exactly the same, which is hilarious.
I love the daughters know exactly what they want for Christmas because that was me when I was a kid. Mom, I need the iPad 11 Pro with the 4K Retina display and that second generation Apple Pencil. Okay, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, if I don't get that one specific thing, it's over. Our relationship is over.
I felt empathy for our guy Ton when he was trying to actually buy this stuff and he was kind of overwhelmed by technology. So, that's me.
I know. I never want to be like that. I literally, that's my one goal in life is like when I'm old, I want to know what Alexa is. Like I want a self-driving car. Like any technology, like I want to know what it is. I want to be able to use it because I do not want to be like these people who get like super anxious about using new technology or like computers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It like really limits yourself in your life, Like Tone couldn't even figure out how to buy something in this store because he had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My Pad Pro. They did a good job of conveying that, especially with my parents and their use of technology, and how much my mom will call like the Apple Store to,
Oh my God.
for the most simplest thing, like checking the email or updating a certain part of their phone. They used to schedule appointments at the Apple Care,
Really? At the Genius Bar
Genius Bar to
for
get these
email help?
small. Yeah, but they have classes for
I know.
people,
Yeah.
and you can go to do class. You can do classes at universities, local university, and
That's wild.
mm-hmm.
Do they know about Google?
That is a good question.
Some people don't know about Google.
That's during 4th of July. Oh my God, 4th of July, New Year's, New Year's celebration. Rachel, we had some people over, and Rachel is probably in her 40s, I think, mid 40s.
Yes.
And I was watching YouTube, and I told her, yeah, I'm gonna watch just YouTube and chilling, and and she was like, people do this? People watch YouTube?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I watch
People
YouTube
do
whenever
this.
I eat.
Same. Or on my break, I'll watch 3 or 4 videos.
Oh, on my break, I watch anime. Gotta get my animes in.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm eating at home, Kawaii Arcade Masters. Gotta brush up on my arcade skills so that on the weekends I can win all those prizes.
Yeah.
4K. My dad loves 4K. My dad, 70 years
Mhm.
old now, love him to
Mhm.
bits. Loves YouTube. Super up on technology. His computer is touchscreen. He has switched from black and white analog photography to fully digital photography. I'm actually supposed to give him a little lesson in Photoshop layers so he can edit his little photos on his computer.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He can go to the Apple Store and buy some.
Yeah. I
He
think
loves 4K Tokyo city, the city of Tokyo walkthroughs. Loves them.
That's cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I think my dad handles technology pretty well, and he could certainly navigate his way through the current cast of products and figure it out on his own. Mom, not at all. But then mom doesn't interact with technology really, so I don't. Does she need to know how to use a cell phone, like a modern cell phone? Like, we have a landline phone. My mom doesn't leave the house. So.
Well, when the large EMP blast goes off in the near future war, it won't matter anymore. The
Yeah,
satellites are down and the
this is
internet's
true.
down. It's all irrelevant.
I think I'll kill myself.
There'll be large quantities of people, committing suicide.
Yeah.
Seppuku.
If there's no Wi-Fi, there is no life.
Yeah, I'm
need
ready.
that on a
This is
shirt.
why I was in Boy Scouts. I'll survive.
I could survive. Don't get me wrong. Do I want to? Absolutely not. Do I want to live in a world with no computers? No, I'm good. But I'll cryogenically freeze myself and put my head onto a robot body for 400, 500 years in the future. Please. That's what I would like.
Not bad.
So what does everyone think about Himuro, the newest character, the new CEO? Did you all like his character? Did you think was a worthwhile ad?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shook stuff up. And I think it perfectly portrays a CEO of a corporation.
Yeah, well, I think it does a good job of showing the very real office dynamic of, you have the big boss and his yes men. You have this whole parade of other top level executives that just say, they're the yes men that support the current big boss. And then you got one or two people that actually critically engage with stuff and sometimes agree, sometimes disagree, and are a little bit more wise and thoughtful, nuanced in their opinions and perspectives. which is Himuro. And when the big boss has to take a step back, the yes men all think, well, I've done so much work to court the grace and the favor of the boss. Certainly he will draw upon me to fill his shoes. This is my turn to step up and get in the spotlight. But the boss gives it to Himuro because Himuro is the one that actually pays attention, that actually critically engages with the work and with the company. He doesn't just blanketly say yes and agree with it. Everything comes out of the boss's mouth. He forms his own opinions and has his own plan of action. And his plan of action is a common one, right? Like most companies at one point or another, of that size, will eventually have someone rise through the ranks that's like, all right, we gotta modernize, we gotta make stuff efficient, like we gotta do more for our bottom line, end of the year profits, and start cutting costs, and lay some people off and refocus our mission directives. In my mind, that's pretty common stuff.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know if we're supposed to see him as like an evil character, because he's shaking up the lives of characters that we've known to like grow and love. We've been with these characters for so long, and then this one character comes in and kind of like ruins a couple of people's like daily lives. But personally, for me, I feel kind of neutral towards him. Like, he's just doing his job. He's just doing like what's best for his company, and that's all that he's supposed to be doing.
But he's cooking the books. That's why he's a bad guy.
Yes,
he's cooking the books.
He's actually having Hai to do it for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but
why not get someone else to do it for you?
Yeah.
Just saying.
But he's supposed to be a bad guy because he's he's the one that's pulling the strings.
I used to do stuff like that at Starbucks. I would get asked to do a
specific. You cook the books at Starbucks?
No. But like, okay, so like, I would get asked to do things like things that needed to be accomplished during the day, and instead of me doing it, because like if I'm the one being asked to do these things, like this is the things that I need for you to be doing, and I would just make other people do it. And I heard perfect management style. You always pawn it off on someone
delegate
else.
Yeah, delegate.
There you go. That's what I did.
There's nothing wrong with delegating. Nothing wrong with delegating.
What do they call it? Window dressing in this season? The scheme. I've never heard that term until this episode.
Window dressing. I think it's is it because the guy who's helping was the window guy?
The cheetah dude.
It's very punny.
I like that he made an appearance back, a cheetah guy.
Mm-hmm.
I did too.
Manager. Mm-hmm. A nice cameo, kind of tie things back in the last season.
There's only 2 songs in this one.
Yeah, there was.
Very annoyed about that.
We got to see a little bit of Haida's band.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was only worthwhile.
You both say they weren't that good at the same time.
No, I was going to say the only worthwhile look into Haida, in that you see his music, or whatever, even if it's mediocre at best. It almost sounded like maybe like a copy of Green Day, or like they were trying to copy Green Day. Of that era.
I mean, Green Day is super successful. I would try and copy them too.
Yeah. No, Green Day's good.
But that's like, what I don't think they know what they're doing with Haida as a character. Like, why didn't we get more of him and his band before, when he was teaching Regressuko the guitar, and when he was like playing music for the dog, and up until this point, we just see him going to and from work, and like kind of being around everybody when there's like work parties and stuff. But like, you don't really get his background, or like what he thinks about when he's not at work.
Yeah, this is true. And they could have introduced this band earlier. But when I think of what are they trying to do with this character, I think the general the general plot line throughout Aggretsuko is as old as time itself. I mean, there's always. I mean, we watched Twilight together. Like you've seen Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill and all this kind of stuff. Like, there's plenty of trashy teen dramas that are full of idiot guys and idiot girls that are so wishy-washy with their feelings and can't seem to communicate effectively, and they keep botching their own relationships, and that's like supposed to be dramatic and interesting and entertaining, and it's what keeps us sucked in. Will they finally get together? Will they continue to fuck it up for themselves? Aggretsuko is right in line with that. I think the problem is that contextually you don't want Aggretsuko to be that. Like Aggretsuko starts off as a pretty adult show, and it's yeah, sure, it's like a little cartoony and cheerful in a certain way, but the concept of coping with the experiences that Retsuko has in the show are experiences that you have as an adult. They're things that we relate to as adults, and for them to have this kind of like childish or teenage love plot line, that's what's frustrating about it. We're not watching like a trashy teen soap drama. We're watching a relatively adult show, and we don't want to see adults acting like fucking children. If I saw this same plot line in the OC, I'd be into it. But it's contextually different.
Same. Only because you could probably see on their faces their little lips quivering out of awkwardness.
It's like it makes me think of Pam and Jim from The Office. Their relationship did end up happening, and he got married, yada yada yada. But yeah, like to your point, Dan, we want to see the Office hijinks or not even hijinks, but just a disparity for people in Japan, and like how they socially are different than Americans and Westerners. That's what's interesting. That's what keeps us kind of going, even though like last season went off and did the whole idol thing, which is fine.
That was cool. But, I don't think that's bad either. Or like the issue to me is not an issue of groundedness. Like it doesn't need to be realistic per se, but I think a level of adult is there, and the adult. I think the idol stuff was a pretty adult and interesting way of tackling this. To like, what does it mean to have hobbies outside of work? And, how do you want to allot your time, in your adult life?
Yeah,
but she should have stayed in the group, I think.
Don't let one sour apple ruin it for the whole bunch. You know what I mean? I feel like at that point you would lean on, your idol mates and the people that support you for help.
Yeah.
At least that's what I would do.
Right. So it seems like the general mood or, on the internet is just that let's focus on Aggretsuko, and
it's really hard to not call her Aggretsuko.
It really is. I keep doing it, and I keep correcting myself.
Whenever I talk about her, I'm always like Aggretsuko, right? Like, yeah.
It's the damn name of the show, right?
I know. I'm gonna call her. I like Retzi though.
Retzi's cute.
I like Tadano.
Retzi.
That's so fucking cute. My dude, why aren't they together?
Yeah, it'd be neat to see sort of I wouldn't say a prequel, but more of an origin story for Retzi. I see some flashbacks to like college or some shit like that. Like, I don't want to see stuff like that, but that's just me.
The tech CEO guy makes some more appearances this season. And I couldn't remember. Why did they break up? That guy's cool.
Okay, they broke up because he said that she should just quit her job and that she didn't have to do anything because he made enough money for the both of them, and she could just do whatever she wanted instead of working. And she was like, no, like, you're taking away my independence, and this is what I want to do with my life. Like, I think she was more like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I want to have the option to do something. I don't want to just stay at home and do nothing. You know, she is like, she kind of felt like he was belittling her aspirations with her life.
Right.
And
I did kind of remember that, but
so
sorry, go ahead.
And he thought that he was helping her, you know, if money is an issue, if this other thing is an issue, like what your time is an issue, then he thought he was helping her in that sense, where like, I already make enough money. I literally make money by sitting on my ass and sleeping. So you can have it. You can have whatever you want and do whatever you want. And we can be an amazing couple together. And she's like, oh. Which I totally understand why she broke up with him, because if he didn't understand that at the time, then they weren't seeing eye to eye on very fundamental things about each other's lives.
But did he really make an ultimatum about this or something? Like, didn't he just kind of pose? Yeah, there's no harm in posing the question, discussing the possibility.
Well, it wasn't a discussion is the thing. He didn't pose it as let's go back and forth. He said it really nonchalantly, like it didn't matter. And Retsuko was feeling like he said it in a way that made me feel like I didn't matter, or like my feelings on the matter didn't matter, because he just said it so nonchalantly.
It should have stuck together.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. She is an amazing idol. She doesn't need to work. She doesn't need to work. She should just focus on being an idol, honestly.
Yeah. Well, she could focus on being an idol if she had stuck with the tech CEO. I mean, that to me doesn't sound like a problem that is like unsolvable. You know, like there's. I understand. I mean, couldn't she just be like, no, I don't want to quit my job, and like they keep dating, and she keeps
could
working?
Have, but I don't know if they would have stayed dating, because they weren't seeing. It's like being on two different places in your lives and trying to make them mesh together when they don't mesh. You know?
Yeah, I remember Regressuko wanting to have kids and get married as well, right?
Tadano
wasn't in that stage where he wanted to do that.
Well, his stance on that was he didn't want to do it at all. You know, he was very firm, and he didn't want to do it at all. And she was like, why don't you want to do it? And he's like, well, why do you? And then she was like questioning, like, oh, why do I? Because it's the thing that we do, the people do. But like, I forgot about that part.
I had to pull up my notes from last year.
I was gonna say that I should have re-listened to the episode, but I was gonna say that maybe if she didn't have her job and she focused on being an idol, she wouldn't have that aggression that is built up from being at work and being in those situations that fueled her to go to karaoke every night. You know, maybe she wouldn't have that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, maybe, I don't know.
I guess that's a little bit of a nature versus nurture question. Like, is Regressuko just an angry person, or a person that gets angry because of her environment?
I think second one. I think she's very like, I think she takes a lot of things that she doesn't necessarily like, but she just puts up with them until she comes to a breaking point where she pops, and that's when she gets like angry.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
So Himuro was cooking the books, and Retsuko and Ton figured out that the books were getting cooked and did their Mission Impossible sequence to try to get the bad books and I guess blackmail Haida into coming clean.
Mm-hmm.
But why do they care?
Yeah, what's on the table? What are the stakes? Tone? Maybe it's just Retsuko's like connection with Tone, maybe, which is ridiculous because Tone, she hated Tone, right?
In the
So
beginning.
now they're in the beginning.
Yeah, but
in the very beginning, she hated him. But
they worked it out.
Yeah, you get that mutual respect after you've done enough at your job where people are like, oh, you're not a fuck up. Okay, I'm gonna not treat you like super shit anymore.
Yeah.
But she accidentally told the new CEO about the times that were hard for her because of Tone, and that's what puts Tone in the second room.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah, that was. It's too bad it played out like that because it is kind of a simple mistake to make to like, vent to somebody, and then they take your venting and try to like approach it as a problem that requires solving rather than as you venting your emotions about something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta choose who you vent to, because some people, they don't take it as venting and they'll tell everyone.
Yeah, I've learned that lesson the hard way myself.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, because then Retsuko is seeking advice from all her friends and feeling so guilty about it that Tone was let go. So I guess she needs to have some redemption or something, like kind of been there, but
do we think she owes Tone anything? Because everything she said was true.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. To be honest, I'm gonna be real honest about that. I don't think so, because you make your own bed. He wouldn't be in that situation if he wasn't mean to people. You know what I mean? There's a way to handle situations where you don't have to be mean, but you can still get the things done that need to get done.
Yeah, that's true.
But he chose violence, and he got violence in return. So if he didn't want to lose his job because he wanted to buy his daughters a nice iPad, he should have thought about that 30 years prior.
Yeah.
Clearly a lack of long-range planning.
I mean, come on.
He's also very prideful in that he didn't want to, fire anyone from the team.
Yeah. So I have found Tone to be a relatively sympathetic character the whole way through, and once again, I found him sympathetic here too. I mean, I don't get why he doesn't want to just collect money for doing nothing. I kind of get that, but it's a very, very alien mindset for me.
I think the solitude kind of like makes people go crazy at a certain point.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know, like just go fucking hang out with your coworkers all the time. I mean, but yeah, I get that it's a pride thing. I mean, you can't just like, and he doesn't exactly have like. I say that in so far as like when I think of what I would do in that situation, it's like, well, if I were at CES and they, put me in some bullshit job to do nothing, I would just walk back to my old office and hang out with all my coworkers all day long. That's what I did when I worked there anyway. So, but yeah, Ton doesn't exactly have the same level of camaraderie with all of his old underlings.
Yeah, and I guess Tone's job is his actual career. Like, it's not like he has it doesn't seem like he has hobbies outside of work. It seems like work was his outlet for existing. Basically.
Yeah, it's true.
So losing that part of you that's like built up your accounting career for 30 years, that's gotta mess with your pride and your ego,
Yeah.
I
But
don't
why is
understand
Ton-
why he did not tell his wife though. I'm sorry.
why is Ton afraid of rejection?
Because he's a big fat pig. I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah, but why
I don't understand why he didn't
didn't
tell
he?
his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
Like literally, that's the most
That's
important
pride.
person. That's the most important. If you cannot tell your wife that you lost your job, there's something wrong with your marriage. Just saying.
I swore
Yeah.
I've seen this done, portrayed in other media. I think it was
Yeah, of course.
some like live action stuff. But yeah, like the dad felt so ashamed that that he got fired that he would just pretend to go to work. I
Yeah.
can't think of the movie or the show, but I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
I
I guess this
think it's
happens.
relatively common. I
Yeah.
think it's relatively common.
Wide trope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never understand that. Like,
It's an issue of pride and an issue of wanting to assuage people's fears, right? Like he's afraid that if he tells his wife that he lost his job, then he's never gonna hear. It's like it's emasculating, it's shameful. It hurts his sense of pride. The rejection hurts, but also then he's got his wife nagging at him like, "Oh, go find a job. How are we gonna pay
she
these
was
bills?"
so nice. She was so nice the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
She's like, honey, you forgot your lunch. You need your lunch. All right,
yeah.
have a great day, honey. Like, I
But
hope you're.
but I'm telling you, that's the angle for this kind of stuff. Is like I don't want to tell my wife because then she's going to be worried all the time. I'm going to be more stressed out because she'll be stressed out and taking it out on me. Like she'll be nagging me about this or that.
Well, I would argue that it's more stressful hiding it.
Yeah, I don't
Probably.
disagree. Yeah.
There's definitely some people at work now that I know that want to be fired. They're like, doing everything in their uh, possibility to do it, and just instead of quitting on their own.
No, because if you get fired, you get unemployment.
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that makes sense. But what are they trying to do to get fired?
Not showing up to work and being late and sort of just having a shitty attitude.
Yeah, I mean, not showing up ought to do the trick. If you just stop showing up to work.
Yeah.
You would
do it
think
enough, but
I mean, maybe the angle is that if you just stop showing up to work, then we just don't schedule you for any hours.
mm-hmm.
That's what happened to me at Coldstone, but I kept picking up everybody else's shifts. Or rather, so it wasn't that I never showed up to work. They cut my hours down to 0 because they, wanted me to quit, not fire me. But I just picked up everyone else's shifts. Put it out there that if you ever needed to call off, then call me and I'll pick up all your shifts. So I was still working. I'd be scheduled 0 hours a week, but I was still working, 30 or 40 hours a week for a couple months until I quit.
Did you enjoy your cold stone last night?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did bring back memories?
yeah, would you eat Cold Stone a lot when you worked at Cold Stone?
Yeah, every fucking day.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I had to limit myself at Starbucks because if you drink 5 lattes a day, you're blowing up like a fucking balloon. Yeah, I used to eat a blueberry scone and an iced venti soy chai on my break, every break. For like 2 months, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta stop this because something's happening over here."
I mean, I'd eat the ice cream nonstop. I definitely put on weight for it, but you got to try everything, and keep experimenting. I found the perfect strawberry shake was 3 scoops of strawberry ice cream and 1 scoop of dark chocolate ice cream.
Dang.
And took me a couple tries to get that figured out, to find the right proportions and to figure out that you need the dark chocolate over the regular chocolate because the dark chocolate will have the stronger chocolate taste. It's like you can either put in more of the mild normal chocolate or just 1 scoop of the dark chocolate will give you that sharp chocolate undertaste. So it that took a little bit to figure out. Plus the other thing, the reason that they wanted to fire me was because I kept trading ice cream with the Domino's next door to get
Oh,
pizza.
that's a no.
Yeah, and I did it just about every shift, and the boss was like, "You got to stop doing that because our ice cream is more expensive than their pizza, so it's not really a fair trade." And I was like,
Their pizza? What?
"Yeah,
No.
I don't care."
I mean, Cold Stone is pretty expensive, but
Yeah, I mean, for better or for worse, I just like blew her off and kept doing it, and then they took away all my hours, but I kept working there anyway. It really pissed her off.
we used to trade with that when I worked at Applebee's. We used to trade food all the time.
Mm.
But you'd have to ask
Yeah.
the manager in training that was the pushover.
Mm.
I also stole a lot of fajitas from Applebee's when I worked there. a lot of lava cakes. Okay.
Hell yeah.
What about Chick-fil-A for cinnamon bun? Cinnabon. How about that trade?
I would trade that. I would
Yeah,
trade
or
that.
they okay.
Yeah. I like cinnamon buns.
Yeah, I love Cinnabon.
Salty for sweet.
Yeah. So, and
Anyway.
this goes back to why like I guess I understand that Tone cares about cooking the books because he wants his old job back and he wants to he has emotional investment in the company because he's like a fucking capitalist. And Retsuko cares because she doesn't want to see Haida do something illegal and arguably immoral. But at the same time, if I saw my boss cooking the books, I would not be compelled to behave in any particular way. Like, I don't care. It's got nothing to do with me. I collect a paycheck either way. It doesn't impact me.
I see why Retsuko cared because, she, for better or for worse, likes Haida.
Yeah.
And did not want to see him go to jail for that. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody else got involved, to be honest, because who cares?
Oh, our beloved company is looking better than it actually is.
Someone's going to take the fall at some point.
Bad financial reports to the other executives. Ooh,
they're going to find out at some point.
I'm not on the executive board. What do I give a fuck about what the financial reports say? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm getting a paycheck either way, right? Like, the company's not going out of business, so what does it matter to me?
Yeah,
I guess it's different if it's like, man, yeah. I guess this revolves around your level of emotional investment in your job, and in general, I think of jobs as having, you strive to have as little emotional investment in your job as you can get away with, unless your job is like, you're a small business owner, or like you have some job you're particularly passionate about through some miracle or something like that. Otherwise, yeah. If somebody was cooking the books of, like, if I owned Cold Stone and someone was cooking the books of my Cold Stone location, I'd be fucking pissed and I would care. But I don't know, like, when you're in a giant corporation, it's like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Fuck that stupid corporation.
Yeah, it could have led to the following, the next season could be Regressuko getting a new job somewhere else. That's kind of what I thought would happen. And she would move on to something else. But
so there is another season coming, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Doesn't it say so at the end of season 4?
I thought it just said thank you for watching.
I thought it said season 5 was coming.
That wouldn't be a surprise. It's probably a huge moneymaker for Sanrio.
I stayed away from Aggretsuko for so long because I didn't want another Sanrio thing on my name because, I was obsessed with Hello Kitty for like 5 years. And then I broke down and I watched Retsuko and I liked it. And I have Regressuko merch and keychains, and my wallet is Regressuko, and I might have to give it all up because of this last season.
I personally don't think it ruins the entire lot, but I don't feel so strongly about it being bad as much as it just not being as good. Maybe it's a half full, half empty kind of way of looking at it, but I thought the second half was redeeming enough to keep me interested, and the fact that the episodes are only 15 minutes long is not a huge loss, if any. I did find that it's supposed to be back in 2023, early, quote unquote, early 2023.
Okay.
We shall see.
Yeah, I feel like I'll watch season 5 because I'm invested in the show. But yeah, do we think that what is going to happen from here? I mean, I don't know. Can they build off season 4 into some new way forward? Are we going to have more Haida and Retsuko bullshit?
Oh, fuck that.
I hope not.
No, where did we leave off in season 4? How does it end with Haida and Retsuko? Like Haida, finally steps through the door or something like that?
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it goes anywhere. I think they are just now not awkward at work anymore.
Wow.
Well, doesn't Haida find a new job? He gets a new job. He leaves the company.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
Where's his new job?
Don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't think they really specify. I think he just he's no longer here.
I want more Fennec. I love her. I love her so much.
Yeah, she's cool. She's the one I would want to date.
Hell yeah.
All the characters. Yeah.
You'd have to get on social media though.
Nah.
You would.
She would find me mysterious and intriguing for not being on them. Like a puzzle. I'm like a puzzle she's got to figure out.
As long as you would be able to take pictures.
Yeah, I can learn. I can learn how to take pictures.
No, like you. Well, yes, that. But you would have to be willing to be in her photos for her Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Just assume that their relationship is going to be just on a platonic level, maybe, hopefully.
I'm already uninvested, so I couldn't give a fuck.
Word.
Haida is dumb. Retsuko is amazing. She just needs to flap her her fluttery wings and find herself again, and then she'll be golden.
So one more chance. They get one more chance. 2 strikes, they're out, or 3 strikes?
Isn't this the third?
I don't know. Did we wait?
Is this the third?
No, I'm saying this.
Yeah, how many
first...
bad seasons do you think they had?
No, I'm thinking of Retsuko and Haida's relationship.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see.
Like, didn't they try in the first season? They got like close and then like fizzled out.
Yeah.
And then he dated the dog in the one season.
He should.
But realized that he liked Retsuko, and so he went to Hokkaido to see her play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything happened with that.
Truth. He should have stuck with Miss Inu.
Even that girl could find someone better.
She can find someone better, but actually, I take it back. She might be. Well, yeah, she's also like a dateable character in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's cool.
What was that dating show we watched last night?
Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast on Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm really.
I want to see what her skin looks like underneath that dog outfit.
Yeah, new Patreon content. Just us watching Sexy Beasts.
Yes, and reacting.
There was
to
a lot of commentary. There was a lot of like bomb commentary.
Yeah, I can tell after one episode that show. I mean, I guess I didn't need to watch to know it was straight up fucking garbage, but watching it definitely confirmed.
Yeah, but like the best kind of garbage.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch garbage, watch this kind of Like this is setting the bar high.
Top garbage.
Mm.
I also really like The Circle.
Yeah, I feel like Jenny and Steve watched that and had something positive to say about it.
Because Netflix be doing it with these dating shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to get on a dating show. How do I get on a dating show?
Oh, does somebody have to nominate you? Do you have to send in a video or something?
Well, I don't know. Could you send in my video? I think I could feasibly be an entertaining personality on one of these kind of television shows.
Hell yeah.
Know, like because I'm like smart but stupid, and I'm willing to play ball with the producers.
So if you were on Sexy Beasts, what do you think they would dress you up as?
I hope they would dress me up as a panda bear.
A panda?
Yeah.
Why a panda?
Because that's my favorite animal, and I have all sorts of panda bear merchandise.
Aww.
There's also the pictures of me wearing a giant panda head at a rave a few years ago.
Huh. I don't know if I've seen this.
I'll send them. Maybe I'll
Went
post
to a
them on
rave?
Discord. Went to a rave.
And you do drugs?
Why? Yeah, I did not do drugs, but I watched Athena. Athena got her. This was a celebration rave for Athena getting her PhD, and she was doing drugs and puking in the trash can. And I was like, Dr. Ford, are you okay, Dr. Ford?
If you don't have video, it doesn't exist. If you don't post it on social media, it doesn't exist. And how can we believe you?
That's a little bit true.
It is a little bit true.
The tree falls deep in the forest, doesn't make a sound.
So a panda.
Did I actually?
What would be mine? What animal would I be?
Raccoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
I could see that.
That's very. Is that what they do with their hands?
Mm-hmm. They do. Have you seen them eating Fruit Loops? They're so cute.
Oh yeah, I guess I do. Yeah,
they are very cute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was just to get you guys to call me cute. So
Mission successful. Now we're gonna review Odd Taxi next. So
keep on with the animals.
Yes. Who knows? Maybe B&A will have a second season. Doubtful, but yeah.
Save
that for next episode, Geoff.
New Beastars eventually. It must be. There's more furry content is what we're getting at.
I feel like we're on the cusp.
We didn't really draw the right pair. Like, isn't Sexy Beast just furry shit?
It is.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the furries angle of it last night. We talked more about why all these people that are like, oh, I'm so glad I'm going to be in this rabbit outfit so they don't judge me by my looks because I have tons of tattoos and like kooky hair, and I thought it was going to be some like actually like degenerate looking guy or some guy that like looked real crazy.
No, he's just a Guido
outfit. Yeah, he's just like a completely conventionally attractive guy that has one tattoo on his arm. And it's like, what the fuck are you afraid of, guy? Like, let's take the looks out of the equation. It's like, why? Looks are one of your strong parts, dude. Like, you look fucking like an attractive man to the eyes of like 80% of the population. What the fuck are you worried about? Like, I thought the whole angle would be that they have like
that they were all ugly
people. Yeah, I thought they would have ugly people. And
I mean,
it was like when you take off your outfit, is it like, can they withstand how unattractive you are, or like how like, not that they're looking for like the ugliest people out there, but that they would like, I don't know, have people that are not conventionally attractive. So it's a question of like, is your personality more meaningful than your physical attractiveness? Like, if you get to people, in the room without taking their looks into consideration and they hit it off, when they actually see each other and they're like, well, that's a man, all right, and But is that going to be okay? You know, like that's a real question of the human condition. Instead, it's like, let's take conventionally attractive people and have them dress up all weird. And then when they see that they are all fucking hot, then what? Like, is anybody going to look at somebody like that and be like, sorry, you're like, you know, what? Not you're too, you lean too far into normative beauty standards. I just can't stand to date you. You know.
So if Fenico, whatever her name is, takes off, presumably takes off her mask, and would you still date them if they were just mildly attractive, Dan?
Only mildly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I was just thinking of this as can we actually put this to practice in this show of cute characters, I should say.
Yeah, I would want to hang out with Finico for sure. And then I've got my, like, I didn't find most of the people on Sexy Beast to be all that attractive. I've got my own sense of what makes people attractive physically to me. But nonetheless, I can recognize a conventionally hot person when I see one. Like everybody on that show is fucking hot. The guy that this dumbass motherfucker that's like, one of the girls in the show was a fucking Playboy model, Harper's Ferry front cover model, and this guy is like, your modeling career makes it sound like you're so busy. Are you really able to date? It's like, way to be intimidated by a fucking powerful, successful woman. Dumbass. Like that. I would want to fucking hang out with her because that sounds really fucking interesting.
Yeah, I would be like, can I
hear
come
about
with
her
you?
experiences? Yeah, for real. And it's like, if
I would
you
just travel with her.
It's like, that's guaranteed that she's hot by somebody's standards. If she's fucking on the cover of Playboy, there's no way she's not hot. Stupid.
I would date Tsubone, the Komodo dragon.
Really?
Who is that?
No.
The fucking the old woman that's all cranky and needs people to open her jars.
Oh,
she's
shit.
like BFFs with Tom.
She's bad at work. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking. I just wanted to find. I was looking through all the pictures of each character, and I'm like, they would be interesting.
Yeah, well, how about
Tadano's the hottest one. Tadano for sure.
Oh, of course.
I'll fuck that boy up.
Yeah. Well, what about this is something we haven't talked about, the way they tried to get the hippo woman to quit, and they're like giving her grief for having kids. That was fucked up.
I know. But then she looks into her children's eyes very lovingly, and she is like, you know what? I made the right decision. And bitch, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, be home with your children.
Mm-hmm.
Love your children.
If you want to be. She wanted
if
to
you
be.
want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made the decision on her own.
Yeah.
Respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Any closing thoughts on this show this season?
Fuck Aggretsuko. I'm not watching it. I'm
gracious.
just kidding.
Damn.
Goodness gracious.
I am very upset at this one. I thought it was getting better progressively every season, and I was on the edge of my seat. And then we ended with such a nice psychological cliffhanger, and then we got dumb teen drama for the 4th season. I'm upset.
Yeah, I also thought the 4th season was a step down, but it was not enough to make me stop paying attention to the show. I'm going to watch the 5th season, regardless. Yeah, 4th season not as good as the other ones, but sometimes it's like that.
And think about it, in a year or more than a year from now, we'll forget about it completely.
Totally. Absolutely.
We'll
and then it'll be fresh.
It'll be fresh. Yeah. And then if they fuck it up again, then
you got one more shot. You better not fuck up this 5th season.
Cool. Well, I suggest this, or not suggest. I'll suggest it. Why not? I'll suggest go watch it if you haven't. I'm sure you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Did y'all score it? I gave it a 6.
I didn't score it. Not
I
worth
did
scoring.
7, 8, 8, 6.
I don't
I only
remember if
give
I
it-
did.
I only give out 10s.
You do well.
Well,
Gave
then
out
it's a 0.
Taxi a 9. It's either
Yeah.
a 0 or a 10. So
Yeah, is either you win or you lose in my life. Speaking of which, I'm going to get onto my anime list and give Hunter x Hunter a 10 out of 10.
You haven't rated it yet.
No, but that's a 10 out of 10. I'm
It is
giving
a
all
10
the
out of 10.
JoJo's 10 out of 10 too.
Oh shit, Stone Ocean is a 10 out of 10. I don't know what I scored it. Probably a 9 or an 8 or something.
You know, I just want to give us, when I do the Mal now that I'm a Mal guy, I feel like I want to score the truly great ones. I want to have my 10 out of 10s ready and waiting for reference. But everything else is like, you got your all-time classics and you got the also rans.
So Gretzko's a 0.
Not rated. 0 is different than not rated.
Oh, okay.
Not rated, just like it was just whatever. It's not really worth my time.
Oh shit.
Well, do we want to talk about what we've been watching, or do we want to just call it? It's interesting. We just went straight into it.
That's the
Get
first
all-
time ever.
Yeah, well, you did say you wanted to keep the episodes to an hour and a
Yeah.
half.
It's been an hour and a half.
It's been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of Patreon announcements, so next time it won't be like that.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
the announcement to a minimum.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Should we wrap it on up then?
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening. And, we will have all of the Patreon information for you in the show notes of this podcast, wherever you're listening to it on, as well as in our Discord and on our website. So if you want to support us, we have a platform for you to do so now.
Mhm.
Yay.
We leveled up.
We're leveling up this year. This will be our glow up year.
Yeah.
We're
Microtransactions.
professionals. We're professionals now.
Yes, we have deemed ourselves professionals. And we have a bunch of collab episodes coming up in the near future. So stay tuned for that. We will be announcing those whenever those go live. So
Yeah, and join us next episode for anime we wish we had more of.
This could be a long ass list. Let me tell you.
Truth.
More Naruto.
Yeah,
Why
cross
couldn't
that one
the
off the
final
list.
Why couldn't the final battle have been longer?
Oh my god.
Why is there more?
Bleach? Oh
Yeah.
wait, there's gonna be more Bleach.
Oh shit.
We'll start there. The episode. All right. Well, thanks for listening to us. We enjoy your support and love, and we love you back.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mhm. Okay.
See ya.
Oh, it's got it. We hope you enjoyed that episode of the Otaku Host Club podcast. If you want to be a part of the conversation or participate during episodes, hop on into our Discord server. The invite link should be in the show notes of wherever you're listening to this on. Or you can head on over to our website, otakuhostclub.com, where you'll find links to previous episodes, as well as our Instagram at Otaku Host Club, and our YouTube channel, where we put out video versions of episodes after they hit Spotify. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.